Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Coffee and Contemplation brought to you by Spotlight Recovery. I'm your host, Lucas. It's January 5th, and I just wanted to put a video out there on just doing some annual planning for the year, a little bit of goal setting, a little bit of looking at the year ahead. I mean, we do these videos and we daily reflect every morning on recovery and what that day is going to bring. And just being so early in the year, I thought it would be good just to do a fun little activity and exercise on reflecting and looking at the year ahead, planning on spending that year in recovery and sober and abstinent. What can you make that year look like? So I've got a quote that I really like, the activities from a Daily Reflections book. I kind of pieced them all together. So I'll pop it up on the screen here. Let's have a read and go through it together. So, January 5th annual planning activity. Once you know the path broadly, you can see it in all things. Miyamoto Musashi. Meditate for a moment on the year ahead. Make a list of things you'd like to see happen, attributes you'd like to gain, things you'd like to get and do, changes you'd like to occur. You don't have to limit to the list to this year. What do you want to happen in your life? Make a list of places you'd like to visit and things you'd like to see. Leave room for the unexpected, the unintended. But make room for the possibility of what you'd like to. Your intentions, wishes, dreams, hopes, and goals. Also, list what you're ready to let go of, too. Things, people, attitudes, and behaviors you'd like to release. If anything were possible, anything at all, what are the possibilities you'd like to experience and see? So that activity is from More Language of Letting Go, 366 New Daily Meditations. It's another Hazelden Daily Reflections book. And then the Miyamoto Musashi quote is just a great one. And so I put it there because I just really liked I just felt it fit the activity really well. And it's just a good contrast. Just for the exercise, right? Once you know the path broadly, you can see it in all things. So by doing this exercise and taking some time to reflect and sit and look at all of these things for the year ahead, then as you're going through each day, month, throughout the year, you know your broad path. You've spent some time looking at it and deciding what you would want that to look like. Now you can see it in all things. Now you can see it just in the different things you're going to engage in the year, or things you're going to choose or choose not to do, to then get you continuing to go down this right path. Okay? Like I said, beginning of the year, I love doing annual goal planning and setting. I love looking at my year ahead, and pretty much what this activity says, just what do I want to get out of it? What do I want to accomplish and do? And then start breaking that down into some more tangible steps and goals. How do I work towards accomplishing these things? And so if you're in early recovery, I understand that this can seem like a lot, and this can be really big, and a lot of these questions all may not either apply or can be downright like triggering or upsetting if you think you're like not even close to that or something like it. So don't get discouraged by the pieces out of this activity that you feel may apply to you or not. Focus on the things that do, and just spend some time meditating, sitting, and thinking about and feeling all of these things. I used to, in my addiction, I would just sit at home alone on the couch, blasted, just thinking, oh, one day I'm going to have this. One day my life's going to look like that. One day. And not only did that day never come, it all just kept getting worse, and those dreams just kept getting farther and farther away because I was still using. And I had this active addiction life and nothing focused on recovery. I had no life in recovery. Building a life in recovery is so much more than just abstinence. It's so much more than just sobriety. Sobriety and abstinence and recovery. Two different things, and can be very different things if you put in the work and build from one into creating the other. So that's why I'm so encouraging about this exercise, and I love things like this, because all those things that I used to dream and fantasize about, they're things that are now actually within my grasp because I have a life in recovery, because I am that contributing member to society, working, having relationships, healthier relationships, growing, giving back, being a part of the world. I'm able to work towards all these things, and I have a foundation to be building on. I have a foundation there to be like coming from, essentially. And so doing this activity, looking at your year ahead with things like this, and especially now doing it through a recovery lens too. And that's why I like some of the language here that it talks about in this exercise, of not only thinking about, things you'd like to gain, like it says, those hopes and dreams, things you'd like to do, then also talks about changes you'd like to make. Whatever that may be, changes in your life, changes in yourself, I think is that key first space to be focusing and working from. What do you want to happen? I love this piece in the middle. Leave room for the unexpected and the unintended, which is so cool, because life just, that's the other too, is that you can do all this planning. Life doesn't always go as planned, right? So this doesn't say make a rigid plan and structure on how you want your life to go. Just look at things you would like to happen, maybe even in a form of manifestation here. How do we manifest these things to come? What are things we can be hopeful of and strive and work towards? And leave a little bit of room of life happening, and it's going to do whatever it wants. Just be open and available to those opportunities. That's a really great point too. And then after that, would say make room for the possibility of what you'd like to do. So that's what I've been focusing on a lot here. Your intentions, wishes, dreams, hopes, and goals. So if we put recovery first, and you think about, for the year ahead, what are things in my recovery that I want to accomplish? So staying sober for the year, abstinent for the year, and then other things in your recovery you would want to see and do in the year. And then that other step further, now that you're working towards and having these things in recovery, well, what do you want to build on top of that? What do you want your life to look like beyond your recovery? Or you can also argue that these are other things you're incorporating into your recovery, right? That holistic approach. It doesn't have to be one or the other. It's whatever fits for you, whatever language you resonate with the most out of this. And then the last piece, I love, I think it's really important, it's very recovery oriented, is list what you're ready to let go of. Things, people, attitudes, and behaviors you'd like to release. So important for us recovering folks. For anybody, the difference is, for us, we don't let go of the past. We're going to use over it, or we're going to die over it. So that's the difference for us. So letting go of and moving on from the past is one of the most important and freeing and crucial things that we can do. And, our space, our capacity, our ability, I would love to say that they're infinite, but they're just not. So how can I look to the year ahead, wanting to work towards all of these things and make room and space for all of these new things in my life that I want to manifest and work towards, if I haven't let go of the past? If I have all of these things still here, they're taking up space in my heart, my soul, my life. They're taking energy. They're taking time if I'm chewing on them. How can you be looking down the path forward and be moving forward towards these things if you're still dragging all of this around? I don't think you can. And if you, the best case is you do, it slows your progress greatly, and you're dragging all this shit around and feeling the weight and resentment and fear and regret and all of this shit with it. What's the point? Don't do it just to prove me wrong. It's not worth it for you. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me, you know? So, yeah. So I hope, just to kind of summarize with all of this. Oh, whoopsie. Should have maybe, hey, Lucas, maybe turn your ringer off when you're making a video. Yes, that was Halloween, by the way. Amazing. Not going to cut it out. We're too far and too good into this video. Forgive me. We're just going to keep rolling here. So, back to it, summarizing, thinking of that, back with focusing on this quote. Once you know the path broadly, you can see it in all things. So now take some time and meditate on the year ahead, and take some good time to do this. Set aside a chunk of time. It's going to be what? Half a day for your year, 1 out of 365 of them. Yeah, I'd say that's worth it to get the direction that you want. So envision your path. What do you want it to look like? And then start writing it down, breaking it down, be it recovery things, goal specific, both in or out of recovery, work, school, family. What is it saying here? Attributes you'd like to gain, changes you'd like to see. What do you want to happen in your life? Keeping in mind, too, the point where it says of making sure that you do have some time for the unexpected, the unintended, for life to do its thing for you. And then the last piece, what are things you want to let go of? What are things you are willing, needing to move on from, to leave in the last year? So you can make space more in this year for all of these new things to come in. Okay? Great. I love this stuff. So I hope that fires you up like it does me. I hope it gives you just some good ideas for some guidance and for some things to focus and manifest on for this year ahead. I hope you enjoy them. Please, down in the comments, what are some of these things? We'd love to hear and see what are those goals, what are these things you're wanting to manifest and work towards, what are things you're wanting to let go of this year. Would love to see them. The reflections are great. We love that community input. The shares can help somebody else, which is so great. So please throw them all down in there. And then check out the description as well. We've got lots of other ways that Spotlight Recovery can help and support you, a bunch of free resources. I also do recovery coaching with folks. So if you're liking the concept of all of this, but feeling it's too much and too daunting for yourself to go through, send me an email. It's in the description. I'd be happy to talk to you about seeing how I can help work through this exercise with you too. Okay? And then, yep, there's other ways you can support the channel too. If you're liking these concepts and these videos, you want to see more of them, check out the different ways you can support us. It all really makes a difference, and we appreciate it. Okay? So enjoy the exercise. Have a blessed 24, and we'll see you again tomorrow.